Why am I getting the hairy eyeball?
I can't move over any further. I moved over all the way that I can move over.
I think you need to rearrange your office if you would like me to continue co-hosting this with you.
Yeah. Hey guys, what is happening? It is Sunday. This is a very special Sunday live haul with LV Pink Panther, aka Victoria, aka Vicky, aka my fiance. I don't have to keep saying it, so whatever. I'm wearing my favorite cat tank top. It's actually the one that's usually in the photo of the cover of this video, but although this time I have Brad Pitt, you know, because he wants to know what's in the box. What's in the box? Well, that's probably a big question that you guys want the answer to as well. However, I'm going to make you wait a little bit longer because I'm that horrible. And I'm really mean.
Do you notice my little headband?
You do have a little headband on. What's going on there?
These are my Pink Panther.
Oh, little Pink Panther ears. Look how cute that is. Very, very cute. Oh, Lorna says it's about time. Again, Lorna, you're going to have to wait even longer. Sorry. We're probably going to have to wait till about halfway into the show because we have to do the rest of the stuff first.
They're not cat ears, people. They're Pink Panther ears. Get
okay.
it?
Hold on a second. A panther is a cat. A panther is a very large wild cat.
Well, there you go.
So they are cat ears. Okay. So, I mean, come on, guys. She's always giving me crap about like the cat t-shirts and stuff and the obsession with cat stuff. She is a cat. LV Pink Panther, that is a cat. Are you just realizing it now?
You like cats, huh?
No, are you just realizing now that you are basically your whole brand is a cat?
Shut up.
I'm just saying. Not this cat. This one's this panther is pink. Come on. Come on. Anyway, thanks for being here, you guys. Again, this is the Sunday live haul. We're actually on our 15th episode of this. Yeah, of the live version. Because how dare you? How dare you? Anyway, I think we had like 2 or 3 like pre-taped ones that we did when we originally did some hauls just for fun. But this is like the 15th episode of like the current iteration of it where we do it live. So anyway, Michelle says, thank you for my mug. It's perfect. She got the that whole boss mug.
Big drift. I've been called a cougar before. Yeah, me too, but there's only a 4-year age difference. So she's the only person I've ever dated younger than me. So it's not quite cougar. You, on the other hand, Allison is. Yeah, you're in cougar territory, I think.
It's true. It's true. It's true, guys. Let's just say she likes them young. Just saying. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Man, it is like really warm up here today. Whew.
You're all sweaty.
I am sweaty, and I got like some shine going on here. Hey, like, okay, so I was totally, full disclosure here, I was totally going to be like super funny and hilarious and wear these red vintage Coach shorts that I have. You know, like not like Coach like the brand, but like the Coach shorts that have like the really high-waisted, like polyester. And I went and tried them on, and they're like too baggy, so they were just ones I have for sale. But so I couldn't. I'm not gonna wear them.
They have fallen off.
They just didn't look. They just looked like I was wearing like some weird looking baggy shorts. So, but on Wednesday's show, which is actually gonna be 4th of July, guys, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna give you a little teaser. I'm pretty much going to be wearing the most awesome outfit ever. We're probably going to have to crank the AC up for a while before the show starts because... Oh, I know what you're going to wear. She knows what I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear a pretty super cool outfit because I love America. I'm American, and I love the USA. And on the 4th of July, I want to make sure I'm honoring...
You're awfully patriotic.
Yeah, I want to honor the country that I love with a special outfit. So if you guys come come watch the show on Wednesday, you'll be able to see that. But yeah, it's like I think it's over 100 degrees here, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is.
It's 4C here this morning. Linda, I don't know what these weird non-American numbers are. Tell me what does
you know the Celsius conversion?
Not really. What is it?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I mean, I know 0 is freezing, right?
It's 32 degrees.
That's the Fahrenheit. 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing.
I know.
So 0 degrees Celsius is freezing. So what's 4 degrees? Somebody math it out for me, please.
Can somebody do the maths?
Yeah.
Because we're not looking this up, obviously, because we're on the computers.
Pretty much. So anyway, what we got? We got 50 people watching, 54 people watching. So we're going to do the unboxing later during the haul part of it. Let me tell you what the whole unboxing thing is about, okay? Because this is a very special event we're having today. This is kind of like the Super Bowl of
really? You're hyping this up an awful lot. Allison, if the contents of this box really suck, you're going to ruin the whole thing.
So Allison, otherwise known as Big Drift Thrift, a friend from the north, she was on the show like a month and a half ago. I don't remember how long ago. It's been a while. She was on the show. She did we did a live store review. You know, it was fine at the time, but let me tell you, I've put some thought into this. As time has gone by, I've come to an understanding that it may have been a ruse that she asked us to do a live store review. I think that she might have just wanted us to tell her how awesome she was for an hour.
I think it was pretty much it. She just wanted to hook us in with her.
She wanted us to show how amazing her store is and stuff
so
that she sells.
So we could be totally jealous.
Because since then, what has happened, and let me tell you, when I get talking about this, I do get a little fired up. I get a little fired up. I get a little upset. Okay, guys. Okay, listen. Let me lay out the details here. Okay. So I start, you know, I'm following her on the Instagram, you know, whatever. I'm terrible at Instagram. If you follow me, you know, like sometimes I'll post 1, 2, 3 times in a day, and I'll go like a week or two without posting because I'm pretty terrible at it. But I do regularly pop on there. And when I do, Big Drift Thrift, Allison, she's always got posts up, and I freaking swear. Every time she's showing amazing stuff that she's thrifting, she's
or
like,
that
oh,
she has sold. Oh, I paid $1 for this. It sold for $103 in like 3 days.
It's always like, look at these vintage Filson, you know, hunting pants I paid 50 cents for. I got them in like a paper bag, and now I sold them for $5,000. I mean, like seriously,
within 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And here's the thing: she's up in Alaska, so it's like she's up there thrifting all this stuff, guys. But here's the thing. She's Canadian. Okay, so she came from Canada, and now she's in America, and she's thrifting all the good stuff. And I don't think I should be.
Why don't we have a wall?
I don't think I should be the only one who's upset about this. Okay,
where's
guys?
The wall?
Okay. Anyway, so that being said, I've been talking
Keep those Canadians out.
I've been talking about this a lot, guys. So here's the deal. I think Allison was feeling the heat. I think she was feeling the heat, and she reached out. She said she wanted to have some sort of summit meeting, and she wanted to send a peace offering. And so she decided to ship us a box of stuff. We don't know what's in the box.
Nope.
For all I know, again, this could be another ruse, guys. I could open it up. It could smell like cigarettes and sadness and be like a bunch of...
could be another velour pantsuit.
It could be a bunch of like Walmart brands, like a bunch of like Faded Glory, you know, flannels instead of like
maybe some Alfred Dunner.
Maybe. I don't know. It could all be live, but we're doing it on live video, okay? So we're going to see. So basically, Big Drift Thrift, her reputation is going to be, we're going to make it or break it. Exactly. On live video, and we're going to see how it goes. Okay. All right. We'll see what happens. But basically, bottom line, we're open to bribery. We don't mind being bribed. If the bribe is good enough, we're willing to say that you are pretty awesome.
She has started a new thing now. She wants to be bribed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Apparently, Katie can be bought, is what she's saying.
Yeah, just say it. Well, listen, here's the deal. I'm all about like being honest and being transparent. So I am honestly and openly telling you, you can bribe me. You can bribe me. Right. I'll just make sure that you know I'm being bribed, because then it's like, you know.
As long as you're honest about it.
Right. As long as I'm open and honest about it, it's all good. Right, guys? All right. So anyway, so we're going to get into that a little bit later. But first, of course, we're going to get into our solds. I will say I've had a rough week as far as my sales go. You've been killing it. It's like apparently I'm in the poorhouse, and this one over here is like...
I am the sugar mama today.
She's like,
I don't know.
I'm having the best sales I've ever had in my life. Woo!
Fair enough. That's a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah. She's like eating her lobster, and I'm like eating beans out of a can that I like pried open with a rusty knife. It's pretty sad.
I'm not going to complain. It actually has been one of the best weeks that I've had since fourth quarter. So I'm not going to complain. That does not mean that it's going to continue. But strangely enough, even with all these crazy glitches, I have had a very good week. So I don't know what that means, but knock on something.
We'll see.
Anyway.
All right. So let's go ahead. And now that I've ranted for like a good 10 minutes here.
Seriously. And yes, everybody likes these little headbands. You may or may not see them again at eBay Open. There may be others for people that like them.
The Violet Lemon says, rough is not the word for the past 2 weeks, so discouraged, but I'm still listening. Here's the thing. That's okay. Totally. Like, I refuse to be discouraged by it. It does, you know, it's like, yeah, I whine about it a few times a day. And I do some crying, some loud, like wailing, like, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's awfully dramatic.
But I will say that I haven't been as diligent as Vicky has been about ending old listings and doing the whole sell similar thing. Like, I'm always listing new stuff. But I haven't been doing as well with the other part. And so I have been for like the past few days, I've been making sure that every single day I am ending at least, I think the least I've done is like 5, but I'm trying to hit like at least 10. Because the way I'm doing it, I am like redoing my titles and my descriptions to make them in line with how I do them now. So eventually when I get to the point where I want to be doing this like every 3 months, kind of on a cycle, I won't actually have to I can do it all in bulk because I won't actually have to change titles and stuff like that. But anyway, so I've been doing that every day. And then I've also been cross-posting vintage stuff to Etsy every day as well. So I've definitely been increasing like the stuff that I've been listing, spreading it out to other platforms. And that's kind of like how I'm dealing with the part where the sales aren't going so great for me. And hopefully it's all going to kick in soon on all sides, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to be swimming in the money and eating the lobster and maybe share it with you.
All right. No, as long as you can share.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our solds. I'm going to share the screen here. And we're going to start with you on this one.
Okay, so this was just this like a Christmas thing. People say, oh, do you list Christmas stuff year round? Yes, I do. Do you list winter stuff year round? Yes, I do. Because it sells. I paid about $2 for this at a garage sale. I've had it listed for probably a year. This is an old photo. And it sold for $58.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, it's just a vintage wooden.
It's like a carved
thing. Yep.
Very cool. All right, guys. I know some of you might be excited about this. Check it out. I totally sold my cool Beatnik cat t-shirt that I think in one of my sourcing videos I did. I showed this t-shirt in the car. But yeah, I sold it for, you know, I don't think I sold it for $40. I think I took an offer for like $34. But I was pretty excited to sell this. Somebody out there is going to be like jazzing it up in this cool cat t-shirt. So I love it. Yeah, I was excited to sell that one.
That's funny. This was another out of my own personal stash. Sold this for $101. This went to Canada, so they actually paid shipping as well. Yeah, my stuff looks like it's brand new. I've had it. I think I paid $75 for it at a Coach outlet. Brand new. I saved the tags. I'm one of those weirdos. But yeah, you can barely tell that it's been used. So that's sold. I'm still selling through my Coach stuff. I have some of the nicer Coach stuff, and I just don't use it. I literally have not looked at it in 6 years. So.
All right. Here's another one that I showed recently. I can't remember exactly where I got this. I feel like maybe I got it. I don't remember if I got this at a store or where. But this, I actually took an offer for $80, but this was a vintage 90s Satchel Paige t-shirt, and Satchel Paige was a baseball player from, I think, like the 50s, if I remember right.
What'd you sell it for? How much?
$80.
Nice.
Yeah. And so this is like one of these artware t-shirts where I think this was some sort of, I don't know what piece of art this was from. I think it says on the picture, like, what is it? I don't know, some photograph or something like that. Anyway, so I was excited. You know, this was like the one baseball card I had as a kid, other than all my Star Trek trading cards, was a Satchel Paige like reproduction baseball card. So I actually knew who it was. So I grabbed it and sold it for $80.
Nice. That's a good one. So I always buy Scrabble. These deluxe, the turntable ones, people that really like to play Scrabble, they love these. There are some that are really ornate, and then there are some that are really basic. This is one of the more basic plastic ones.
Didn't you like just get this?
I just got it, just listed it. It sold for my, I think the full price, or I think it ended up scooching in under the sale price before they changed everything. So I had it listed less than a week. It was complete, very nice condition. And I paid $2.99 for it at Savers, and it sold for $55. Nice. And it was like one state over, so I was able to ship it for like $7.
Mm-hmm. So I come from, well, my dad comes from like a really big family. There's 12 kids in the family, 6 boys and 6 girls. They played a lot of Scrabble when they were kids. I used to play Scrabble with my grandma as well. And I have an Aunt Beverly who had a bit of a temper, and she had the reputation for, she would get frustrated in a Scrabble game and at times was known to flip the board. Yes. Ooh. Aunt Beverly.
And Jeanette asked, how did you ship the Scrabble? Well, I just, I basically put it in a big poly mailer and put 2 pieces of cardboard on it on the inside to protect the exterior of it. And that's it.
Julie wants to know why Scrabble sells so well.
I really don't know. A lot of people will reuse the tiles and things like that. So you can always sell just the tiles too. The wooden tiles, people use them for crafts and Etsy things. But the particular Scrabbles that sell well are these ones that turn. They have that round bottom and they turn. Some of them are wooden, some are super ornate. This is not one of the super ornate ones. This is this is one on the lower end of the turntable.
Well, if you play Scrabble a lot, it is annoying to have like the regular board if you have to like, I mean, it's so much better to be able to spin it. So
yeah, so I stuck it in a poly mailer, a big poly mailer, and I put some recycled cardboard inside, just trying to kind of wrap it around it. And there you go, because it was pretty big. It's not something that's going to fit in a standard box or a priority box. I did ship priority, but it went one state over, so it was only like $7, $7 and change.
Yep. All right, so next I have this, is it Sabian? Is that how it's pronounced? Sabian Symbol Makers Jacket. I didn't have this listed for very long, and I sold it. It was actually on sale at the time that I sold it, or I took an offer. It was when they switched over the 14-day thing where you can't have anything on sale, and all of a sudden I couldn't put my stuff on sale, and so I actually took an offer for $50 because I would do my sales from 40% to 50% off. Now I've dropped all my prices by 40% since I can't put anything on sale. But anyway, so I sold this for $50. And this is a funny thing about this particular jacket. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to this. I got feedback, and let me show you the feedback I got on this jacket. It actually says, bad seller, do not buy. However, it's positive feedback. So I'm not really sure what the deal is there. It happens, but you know what? Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect my numbers. It doesn't affect anything. There's not really any point in taking the time to like contact them. I did go and look and see what the feedback they'd left for others was, because sometimes somebody, when you get like a weird feedback like that, doesn't make sense. You can go back and look at like feedback they've left for others, and then you realize they've left the same feedback for like the last 20 people because they have it on that like auto choose like the text for the feedback. In this case, nope, I was the only one that had it. So I don't really know. It was just a basic jacket. There's nothing wrong with it. So there's no reason for that to have been the feedback. But again, it's actually like a positive feedback. So it's not really something you can ask for them to change. I don't think there's even an option. You can ask them to change feedback if they have it negative. I'm not going to bother calling eBay to have it removed. Just a little funny thing. And just to say, you guys don't worry about that kind of stuff. Just let it go. All right.
Interesting.
Maybe it was a troll, but I feel like if it was a troll, they would have actually given me negative feedback. It wouldn't make any sense. So, yeah, because it's like, what's it going to hurt me to give me positive feedback and then say something like that? I don't know. Go ahead.
Nobody's going to see it.
Yeah.
I picked this up a few weeks ago. I think I might have shown it in a haul, this little Disney Animators doll. I paid $2.99 at Savers, took her home, brushed her hair, made sure it worked, put some batteries in, and she sold for $51.
Nice.
In good condition.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see. Well, even though I've had terrible sales this week, guys, when the whole sale thing went away, I did sell this jersey for full price. This is one of the few jerseys I have left from all of those jerseys I bought at ASD Market Week back in the spring, whenever it was. And I had bought all those jerseys for $10 a piece, and I've been selling them all for anywhere from $40 to $60 each. And I ended up selling this one. They paid full price for it, so this is the one I've sold the most at $99.99. So I was pretty stoked about it. But these are all new jerseys that I picked up at ASD. Basically, I bought out the booth, bought all the jerseys that they had at the time, which was almost 50 of them. And I sold almost all of them at this point. So
yeah, you really only have a couple left.
Yep, absolutely. All right, on to you.
So this was a super cute dress that I bought. And again, I think I've got two things here where I used stock photos as my main photo. I don't generally do that, but I will if it's something that is not currently sold somewhere and I'm not infringing on anybody's copyright. I mean, I'll take the photo and, you know, steal it to show how something is supposed to look stock quality, especially if it's a used item. But I put my own photos in there as well. Anyway, this dress I picked up for $6 about a week and a half ago at Savers, and I sold it for $90. I took an offer for $90. And it just happens to be a super collectible, highly sought after dress by J. Crew. I don't really know why. It just is. So anyway.
Yeah. Somebody asked about if that was a new thing to be able to see the feedback. No, let me show you what
that's always
I'm
existed.
About. So we'll go look at Vickys. And so if let's say I wanted to look at Vickys feedback, and you can see right here where you can see what her feedback is as a seller. You can see her feedback as a buyer. You can see her feedback left for others. So this is where you'd be able to see all the feedback that she left for other people. So yeah, so if you're ever wanting to see like what
oh, I guess I just sold 2 more things.
Oh,
look at you. Been up here.
Look at you. Look at you. Anyway, so yeah, that's just a quick way that you can check somebody else's feedback. I do it all the time. Not that I like necessarily weight it for anything, but like, especially, you know, like sometimes you'll get a feedback from somebody where they're like, this is the most awesome thing I've ever got in my life. It was life-changing for me. And you like feel really good about it. And then like I go and I want to see like, did they really say that to me, or did they say that to the last 20 people that they left feedback for? And usually they say the same thing for like every single person, but occasionally it's like,
well, I say the same thing for every single person. So
yeah, but all you're doing is saying thank you for your purchase. You're not, you know, you're not really getting.
Yeah, I don't really get into it. Yeah, I think that lobster dress was super cute too. I loved it. I wish it had been in my size. If it was in my size, I absolutely would have kept it. It was super cute.
Oh yeah. Okay, so last one is this vintage leather coat that I had. I've had this for a while. It's got like the faux shearling Sherpa lining. I had this for a while. I actually sold it I haven't shipped this out yet. So, but I actually sold it somewhere. I think it's going somewhere in Asia or something like that. But I took an offer for $100. I took, you know, a bit of a lower offer just because it is going somewhere overseas. And so, you know, I have free shipping. Had I had to ship it here, it would have cost me a bit of money, and now it's going to be completely paid for. And I also get a bit of a discount and make a little bit of money on the shipping. So I figured it was a good deal to just go ahead and accept that offer. But I think that's all I have here for the sharing. Yeah. All
right. Quick question in the chat. Somebody asked, where do you find stock photos? Basically Google. That's where you're going to find them. Sometimes you can, you know, right click and save as, and you save the photo. If it fits the parameters, that works for eBay, or you can change them and edit them in Microsoft Photo.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't suggest using stock photos when you can. You always need to have your own photos no matter what. But I will occasionally use a stock photo. It just happened I had 2 this particular week. But if you took a look at my 2,300 listings, I think I may have like 7 out of 2,300 where I've ever used it. Be very, very
careful
selective.
With stock photos. You especially want to be careful with stock photos if you're selling something that's currently widely available, because usually those photos belong to somebody.
Right.
Now, if you have something, let's say you're selling, you know, was that lobster dress still in production?
It's not. Both of those things.
So that lobster dress, it's not currently in production. You know, her listing isn't competing with like the people who took the picture own the copyrights. Technically, is it like legal for her to be using that picture? Probably not. I mean, they probably would have.
And if they ever add me, take it down.
They could have a copyright claim to say like, you know, take that photo down and start stock photos. So really, you shouldn't be using them.
You can occasionally, just very sparingly, and just be very careful about it. Melissa said, I didn't think you could use stock photos on eBay. As long as you have your own photos, there are no rules against using stock photos that I'm aware of, specifically. Like I said,
if they're owned by somebody else, they can be taken down.
Exactly. They can be taken down.
And I think, doesn't eBay have like a catalog of stock photos as well?
They
for
do.
Some of their listings.
They do for electronics.
Yeah,
like
it's a lot of like new stuff.
Yeah, electronics and books and things like that. It will use the stock photo. But
yeah. So the disclaimer is try not to.
Pretty much,
because you really shouldn't. So
I just said a bad example. Sorry, but both of my things that I used it on were things that are no longer available and they're no longer in production. So it was just older stock photos.
Sorry. Would you still love me if I didn't have a top lip like this?
No.
No? Mm-mm. You sure?
I'm vain.
You wouldn't.
No.
It's not very nice. You guys, apparently there is a limit to Victoria's love for me. And I just found that out on live video, and it's a little... There's 100 people watching me right now, and...
Try not to lose it.
I feel a little sick right now.
Go get the box. Do we get to do the box now?
I need to get some insurance on my top lip in case it ever gets lost. I'll need to have that replaced. I want to keep your love.
Weirdo.
You're a weirdo. Okay. All right. So what you're saying is that you would like to see what's in the box. Would anyone else like to see what's in the box?
It's box time.
Yeah, box time. Okay.
See, she does look like Jim Carrey. I said she looked like Fire Marshal Bill when she does that. Thank you. I said the same thing, Melissa. You're with me.
Okay, so we do have like some other stuff that we thrifted ourselves. But
we do have a haul video, but we're gonna.
Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with the box. And we'll see how long it takes us to get through the box. And then we also have like a few highlights of our own of stuff that we actually thrifted ourselves.
Yes.
So yes, Deb Smith, you made it for the box. Flipping Particles says, open the box, open the box, open the box, the box, the box, the
What's
box.
in the box? Open
the box. First of all, I would like to commend Allison for using lots of eBay tape. However, on the top here, there's not too much, so it shouldn't be too hard to get it open.
I even asked her, I was like, make sure you have like a box opening implement.
Yeah. Now, the other thing is that we're also going to have to fight over who gets what out of this box to list on eBay. Because, yeah, we're selling the stuff.
Unless it is like obvious and specific.
Now, clearly,
we don't really know.
Clearly, if it's if there are any things in here that are for women, then I will give that to Victoria. I do feel like I have a bit of leverage because I have had such a bad week of listing or of selling that I'm kind of hoping that I can really take advantage of making Victoria feel sorry for me.
I don't think I got that sympathy when the roles were reversed.
Well, of course not. That's not how it works. Oh, I see. Figured out.
Whatever.
What's in the box, guys? What's in the box? Oh, wait. I'm gonna make you guys wait for one more second here. So
really?
Yeah. So here's what Allison
stabbed her.
Here's what Allison did to make it more affordable to ship the stuff. She basically did a listing on Mercari. Is that how you pronounce it?
Are you gonna try to get her in trouble now?
How was I getting her in trouble? I paid for it.
Okay.
Anyway, we did a listing because on Mercari they have the deal where it's really like you can ship up to 10 pounds for like $12 or $13 or something like that. So she did it as a Mercari listing. I feel like I owe it to Allison to show you guys what the listing looked like because I feel like this is an important part of this whole experience. This is what I bought for $3 from Allison. For Vicky and Katie, Crybaby Pee Pants. Now, I will say, I don't feel like she's helping her case at all by calling me Crybaby Pee Pants. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say that's a little juvenile, okay, Allison? Okay? You may be a cougar, but you're basically 12 years old, so get over yourself. All right.
I do like the Rosie thing, though. I'm a big fan of the Rosie thing.
Yeah. Ooh, guys.
Oh, there's stuff.
There's all kinds of stuff. All right, so first of all, guys, we've got a trucker hat. You want to open that and tell us all about it and show it to us?
Wait, there's plastic. Jeez, Allison. Okay, so it's a vintage trucker hat.
It's pretty sweet.
Yesterday, I gave up drinking. Today, I'm making a comeback.
Very nice, very nice.
Nice.
show everybody the tag on that so they can kind of see. Because here's the thing about trucker hats. They have, you know, just like anything else, they come back at like popularity and like they'll do like reproductions and stuff.
Made in Taiwan.
Made in Taiwan, ROC. That's a real good indication that
can you see that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That is legit vintage. Okay, guys, I can see right now. I can see a little single stitch action. I'm gonna put this down over here.
How come you get to take everything out?
Wow. Did you guys see the level of hostility that just came out of her right now? Interesting. This could tear us apart, you guys. We might need premarital counseling as a result of this. This could backfire, Big Drift Thrift. Allison, you might have sent us the most amazing box of stuff, and it's going to destroy our relationship.
And now Katie will move to Alaska.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll go hang out with Allison. We'll just, you know, drink Pabst all day. Because the sun never sets up there, right?
Yeah.
Of course, in the other half of the year, it's like dark all the time. Anyway, so here we've got the single stitch T-shirt. You want to do the unveiling?
Yes.
Cat fight.
Ooh, it's an Alaska T-shirt.
I love it. Check it out. It's a pun. Banned from society, and the band is behind bars. Look at that, guys.
Funny.
I love it. I love it.
Funny. It's witty.
I love it. And what's the?
Oh, it's a vintage tag too. So
just for you guys to learn a little bit about vintage tags, select T. That is a vintage tag. That's definitely from the 80s. Awesome. Love it.
Thrifty Mrs. Learn this. When she is your wife and she asks if she can open the box and you say no, she will open it anyway. It's true. Like that.
All right, I put the stuff behind me.
It's true. That's
okay.
True.
So the next thing looks like it is some sort of jersey. Ooh, it's got some weight to it.
Ooh.
It's a baby blue mesh material, so it's some sort of jersey. Ooh. That's a good one. That's a good one. Speaking of Jenko jeans, check it out.
Wow.
Now, Jenko jeans, for any of you guys that don't know, was like a huge brand in the 90s. And it's like you'll see like those jeans that have like the really wide legs and lots of blingity bling on them.
And
very cool.
It's a more current Jenko because it is made in Thailand. I think it's still vintage.
I think it's still 90s.
They do still make they do make Jenko stuff still.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's quite as old as some of the others.
Sweet embroidery, guys.
But it's very cool.
Very, very cool. All right. Love it. Love it. Okay, so what we got? What we got? Here, I'll hand you this one.
Okay.
What is it? Tease it a little bit.
All right. So it is a vintage Fruit of the Loom best T-shirt. It is a long-sleeved single stitch.
Single stitch, guys. Single stitch.
It's got some stuffs on the sleeves.
Let me see this tag real quick. That is made in the USA, but definitely 90s.
It is Bud Light Umpire's Classic Softball.
Ooh.
1996.
1996.
All Stars long sleeve T-shirt. It's kind of crispy and new.
Yep. I'm guessing this came from that haul that Allison, she like went somewhere and got like 47 vintage T-shirts for some crazy cheap amount, and it was a lot of softball stuff. So I'm betting this is part of that.
I like it. I like it.
I love it. Anchorage. Very cool.
I like it.
All right.
I'm sensing an Alaska theme here.
What? Yeah, it's like how much stuff do we find from Vegas around here? All right, so this one, another T-shirt. Ooh, we got Alaska. We've got Harley, guys.
Ooh.
Harley. Here we go. This is from Soldotna, Alaska. Never heard of it.
Nice, nice.
This is
vintage,
made in the
USA.
US. Doesn't necessarily mean it's vintage because some of their newer stuff is also. Oh, it's close enough that I would call it vintage. You can see right here, it is 1999. Technically, if you're going by Etsy rules, 98 is like the newest that you can call vintage because they go on a 20-year cycle. But close enough. And some stuff
cool.
Some of the stuff like into the 2000s is made in the USA too, so you can't just go by that. But super awesome.
I like it just because it says it's from Alaska.
Yeah, it's very cool. A lot of times, like the different different like location ones can really do better.
Yeah, people like the state ones.
Like,
yep,
absolutely. So yeah, so far
pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good so far.
Yep.
All right. She doesn't hate you.
I don't hate you yet, Allison.
She's being very quiet in the chat there.
I know. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Big Drift Thrift, what happened to you? Are you still alive? What is going on? I don't see her. All right, here, I'll give this one to you.
All right. So starting with the tag, it's another best Fruit of the Loom made in the USA early. So that's an 80s tag.
No, that's 90s still.
That's 90s too? Yeah. All right.
Probably early. It's probably earlier 90s.
Single stitch. Oh.
What we got?
Sega
yeah, you're not getting that
Sports.
One. You're not getting Sega Sports.
I don't know if I am or not. We'll see.
There's no we'll see. I'm taking Sega Sports, guys. That's awesome. So that's Sega video game. If you were a kid that grew up in the 80s and 90s, you know, Sega was one of these systems from the early 90s that everybody was into, kind of when there was Nintendo. And, you know, what Xbox wasn't around yet. So it was pretty much Nintendo and Sega was like the main ones, kind of a little bit pre-PlayStation, I think. Or maybe PlayStation was around at the time, but hadn't quite taken off as much. But very, very cool.
I may have to fight you for that one.
I'm sorry, who is the one that is like, oh, if you play video games, you can't be in a relationship?
That's true. I won't date anyone.
Yeah, so you don't. Games. So you. Mute.
Doesn't work on me.
Anyway, I'm getting that Sega T-shirt. Oh, yeah, I did have the Atari too. I really liked the not the first. What is it? There's a 2600, and the other one is it 7200, 74. Anyway, or 7800, I think. I like the 7800 one because the games were super cool. I like the racing games. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. Oh,
I'm thinking that one's for you anyway.
Oh man. Insane Clown Posse, the band I love to hate the most. You guys, these guys are terrible. And let me tell you, I used to work at a record store, and I swear people would come in and they'd be like, you got any ICP? And I knew right then and there I hated them. Okay, what are you looking at?
I was just looking at the tag.
Looking at the tag? Yeah, I don't think this is not vintage or anything. It might be like early 2000s. But yeah, Insane Clown Posse, worst band ever. But let me tell you, the Juggalos who like to wear the Janko jeans, they're a little crazy. That's what their fans are called, and they love their merch.
They like the Juggalo stuff.
They love their Juggalo stuff. So whatever. But I appreciate getting the T-shirt. All right, here you go.
Oh, it's a vintagey. It's definitely vintagey V-neck kind of sweatshirt sweater type thing. I don't really know what it is. It's just a vintage V-neck sweater with an emblem on it. Sagaford.
I don't know what brand it is.
I don't know what brand it is, but it's definitely vintage.
It's probably acrylic, maybe.
Yeah, it's like an acrylic.
Yeah, we'll have to look up. Does anybody know? It says NAL, and then it says Sagafjord, SAGAFJORD. Somebody, quick! Somebody look it up and tell us what that is. Tell us, quick.
Okay, I like it.
I like it. I like it. All right, next we've got some sort of. Ooh. All right, we'll save that for last.
Some sort of ooh.
Yeah, we'll save that for last. We'll look
Big Drift said it's a cruise liner. See? Thank you.
Ah, okay. Okay, I'll do this one. This looks like it's another T-shirt, another single stitch T-shirt, guys.
Oh, it's white and clean. It looks and
very,
crispy
very crispy, as we like to say. Very crispy. Here we go. This is Hanes Beefy Tee. This is probably early 90s. Ah, there we go. Look at that, guys.
Oh.
I know my tags. 1992. Men's Slow Pitch Tournament.
This has you all over it.
This says Portland, Oregon on it. I'm from Oregon. But yeah, that's the tag right there. That's a early 90s. I think there's some late 80s, but mostly early 90s tag right there. That is pretty sweet. I think slow pitch isn't that. That's like
girls
softball. No, it's not girls. It's just softball because this is the men's.
I played slow pitch.
I understand that, but this is men's slow pitch. So there we go. Whew. I like it. I like it. All right, we've got. I think this is one thing.
Okay. All right. So this is. Oh, it feels like a jersey type thing. Oh, it's a baseball jersey type thing. Oh.
Oh.
This is vintage. This is Disney. Vintage Disney.
Very nice.
Eeyore. Baseball tee style. This is definitely 90s because I can tell you I probably had something like this in the 90s.
Yep.
I used to wear some Disney store stuff when I was in my early 20s.
What I like about stuff like this is there's so much stuff out there with like Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse on it. I like it when they have like some of the other characters because there's people out there who are like all about Eeyore or all about Tigger or all about Donald Duck or whatever.
I like Eeyore.
You would.
I like this. I think I'm going to keep this one. I like that one.
You can have that one. I'm okay with that.
It is kind of the bottomless box. It's more. She got more crap in this thing than I thought. Oh, that one's mine. I know what this is.
That's why I'm handing it to you.
Yep. This is a flannel nightgown. It's Lands of Salzburg, which I knew it was just by the pattern. And it has cute little mooses on it. It's like that modest flannel nightgown thing.
Don't you want to wear that right now?
Ugh. Made in the USA. They sell really well. They sell for $30 or $40 a piece, these nightgowns. And yeah, can you imagine putting this on right now? Ugh. It's really, it's
how much they sell for?
$30 or $40.
Oh.
Used.
Very cool.
Yeah.
This one's really cute. You think it'll sell for more because it's Christmas themed?
No, I think it'll sell in that same range, $30 or $40. Definitely modest.
Uptown Bug says save it for the honeymoon.
Oh, yeah. Sexy.
All right. I think this last thing is, it looks like a little gift bag. This is what I was getting excited about. I don't know. Ooh, it has a little thing that says it is keto friendly.
Oh.
Salmon dip. What? Oh, I see. We're supposed to. No, this is not salmon dip. This is a recipe for keto friendly. Ah, I get it. This is
I'm like, we got a jar of salmon in the mail. What?
We did get a jar of salmon. So this is a jar of salmon we got in the mail. So we have a jar of salmon, and then we have like a little recipe that tells you what to put in it to make a keto friendly salmon dip. It's got cream cheese and onions and lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste.
Yummy.
And maybe a dash of Tabasco. Not too shabby. Awesome.
It's like a little bit of home from Alaska. See, this is even nicer. Smoked red salmon and like canned. Like, did you make this, Allison? Did you make this? Did your wife make this? I think that's awesome.
Now, there's two more things in here. I'm guessing this looks very you-ish just because it's pink, but we'll see. What is that?
What are you trying to say?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's this. All right, she's mine.
Yep, that's pretty good. Yeah, you would have to wear that because that's the back, and then the arrow is pointing at me. See? Let's see what this is. Let's see what this is. Oh, nice. I need more tank tops, guys.
That is the king of all cats right there.
There we go. There we go. All right. Awesome. Okay, so what's the verdict? Should we forgive Big Drift Thrift for throwing it in our faces every day on her Instagram how awesome the thrifting is up in Alaska, and or should we continue to be angry at her? And also the other part of the bribe is that I'm supposed to say that she is super, super funny. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I think she might have earned it.
You think so?
I think she did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think she shared some good stuff, sent us some good stuff that she obviously could have listed herself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. I will also, I will say though, that before I even opened the box, I went ahead and decided that I'd give her a good review. So I'll show you here real quick. I went ahead and gave her a 5-star review, and I said, great. It's official. This seller is pretty much super, super funny, even though she's mostly Canadian. So I did give her a good review, guys. So there you go. All right. Awesome. So seriously, Allison, thank you so much for sending us that box of goodies. You did not have to do that, but you did make it for a really super fun show today. And I'm going to continue to harass you anyway. So really, it was all for nothing.
Win-win. or win-win for us anyway.
Yeah. But like I did say, we still have more show to go. We did both get some stuff this week. I didn't do a ton of thrifting, but the other day, was it yesterday that we both went out? Yeah, so yesterday morning, I was doing some other stuff, and then she was like, oh, I think I'm going to go on my own to Savers, because usually when we go together, she'll let me hit the men's section. So she wanted to go check out what was in the men's section. So she went that way, and then I got jealous, and I was like, well, I want to go thrifting. So I went to the Salvation Army that I hadn't been to in a while, and I swear, every time I think to go to the Salvation Army, it's always Sunday, and that's when they're not open. So I went ahead. So we went separately thrifting yesterday morning.
We went out separately.
I spent like $12.
Never happens.
I spent like $12 because I wasn't like getting a lot of stuff.
I spent 170.
Yeah, she spent a ton. And then we went and we're doing our new tradition where we go every Sunday morning, and it happened to be 50% off at Savers today. And so we went to one of the Savers, and I think I only spent like $22, and then you still spent like over 100 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, like 110.
Yeah, but she's kind of stocking up because she's going to be leaving, going out of town for like 10 days, and she needs to have a whole bunch of stuff ready to list while she's gone. She's leaving me, you guys, for 10 whole days.
I'm going to be gone for 10 days, so I won't be listing. I won't be shipping. I won't be doing anything. Katie's going to be doing my shipping, which is going to be interesting. But I won't be listing, and I'm not putting my store on vacation, but I want to have enough stuff here for Dana to come. I'm going to have her work 2 or 3 days and have her come and do photography and listing for me. And then I'll just be launching the listings remotely. Yeah. I'll review them. I'll set prices, and I'll launch them remotely. So that's like, I'd have to keep my store active. So I needed to have stuff.
All right. Show us what you got.
All right. So I went thrifting a little. All right. So this little dude, I don't know if anybody ever buys, things by the brand, by the company Gemmy, Gemmy. They make all kinds of like animated things. This little dude made me laugh today. I paid $5 for him.
Shift him.
I moved the shift, and it like. Anyway, I paid $5 for it. It's gonna sell for about $50. I just thought it was funny.
Somebody is gonna be really annoyed when that ends up in their house.
Yeah, right. I liked it. I thought that was one of my favorite things I bought.
Is he still going?
He's still going. I can't get him to shut the hell up right now. Anyway, he'll stop in a minute.
Coral from Australia, first time catching us live. Hey.
Okay, so this is another brand. I very rarely buy anything from H&M. H&M is, that, inexpensive company. It's like Forever 21. I buy stuff from H&M personally because I kind of like their casual stuff, and their t-shirts and tank tops and stuff are great, but I don't buy it for resale. But when certain designers do collections for companies like H&M or Target, some of them can be worth quite a bit, like Lily Pulitzer for Target or Libertine for Target can sometimes be worth quite a bit. This particular thing is a European designer called Marni, M-A-R-N-I. And I found 2 skirts, new with tags, Marni for H&M. I paid $6.50 a piece. And I'm going to list them for about $75. They tend to sell for at least $60, but there aren't very many of them. So I'm listing them high and just going to let them stay.
Does it have the original price on?
The original price tags are on them. They sold for $80 originally, but the collections sell quickly and they're limited and people like them. So
this one's fancy. It's fancy.
It gets shiny. So I paid $6.50 a piece. I'm going to list them for $75, like I said. And these are a little bit more fall-ish. So I think they're going to sell. So that's it. Yeah.
All right. I got some cool t-shirts, guys. I was really excited. So like the Salvation Army, I kind of hate going there because they mix everything together. It's like all the long sleeve stuff is together. All of the short sleeve stuff is together. So, and I don't usually look at polos too much or button down shirts. So it's like, in order to look at the t-shirts or the sweatshirts, I have to like look through every single item. And this time, I swear they didn't have it like this before, but the section where they have jackets, They have like all of the sports coats and like blazers mixed in with like hoodies and regular. It's like, come on, guys. Is it really that hard to have different sections? I don't know. So it's like I have to be in the right mood because I know when I go, I have to go through every single piece of clothing. So I found a couple cool T-shirts. I'm pretty excited about. This one might be my favorite. This could be 70s. I'm trying to remember if this tag, I'll show you the tag first. So this tag, this dev knit, this one I believe 80s, but could be 70s. If you're looking for a fool, I'm going to wear this one while you're wearing the other one. It's like true love. Yeah. Anyway, this is like one of those just classic, like, I think it's 70s most likely. Just those ridiculous T-shirts that they had then. Single stitch. I love it. I paid, I don't know, a couple bucks. A bunch of the ones I got were like the tags were the 50% off tags, like almost all the stuff I got. So this has been sitting around for who knows how long to get to 50% off color. But I love it.
So we have a couple of questions. Yeah. Stitch Witch asked, why don't you join forces in combined stores? Is that too personal? No, it's not too personal. But we are not married yet. But we both have a different selling style. We have a different sourcing style. We kind of like to keep our stuff separate.
Yeah. Also, like my store, she sells like a lot of different things, but my store is, I have a very specific niche that I'm working in, which is men's clothing. Like so for me, it's like I have a very specific brand going on with my store. I mean, we do have very similar philosophies around like pricing and stuff like that. However, it's like,
and we will buy similar things. Like I would buy almost anything that she buys, but not vice versa.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So if we were to combine stores, we could probably be really dangerous. But separately, we both do very well. So
but there's there's no reason. There's people out there who have 2 stores of their own. So there's really no reason to. I mean, really, essentially, we're into the same household. We'll be married, and then it's like it's all together.
And we do keep our finances separate. So far.
Yeah, so far, but.
Eventually, I'm sure they'll commingle.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that we are both very opinionated people, and so
really.
So I think it works really well for us to have like it's like we love that we both do the same thing, and we both we can kind of work together even though we're working separately. But I get to do things the way I want to do them, and she gets to do things the way she wants to do them. And there's certain parts of what we do that we do in a different way. Right. And if she wants to, if her method or her process for sourcing and going through all the way through to shipping it is different than mine, it doesn't matter to me because it's not my store. Right. And I don't really care how she does it. We learn from each other for sure. But I think it works well for us each to do our own thing. Plus, there's a little bit of like healthy competition there, or it's like we're both really happy when the other one's doing well. Like I'm stoked that she's having like an amazing sales week, even though mine's not going as well. But sure, there's like a little competition in there as well. And of course, when we're out sourcing together, or like she goes out and it's like there was one. Did you bring that jacket? Yeah, you did. So when she went out, when we went separately yesterday, there was like one item that like I was totally jealous of.
When we go out separately, even when we go out together, sometimes we don't always see what the other person buys. We come home and we do like show and tell.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it would be a little bit less fun if we threw everything in combined.
Yeah. I like it the way it is. Anyway, so here's another vintage T-shirt. Now here's the thing, guys. So you know how I always talk about like single stitch, and people are like, oh, single stitch, look, single stitch. And I say the single stitch, for one thing, does not guarantee that the shirt is worth anything. The only thing about single stitch is it pretty much guarantees the shirt is vintage. However, if it's double stitch, that does not mean that it is not vintage. Okay. And this is a really good example. First of all, here is the tag. This is an old 80s jerseys tag. Okay. It says right on it, this is from 1986. This is St. Peter, 1986, 75 years of blessing. So this is a really cool T-shirt. Then you can see the back.
Must be a church.
St. Peter, I don't know what EV means. Lutheran Church, Santa Ana, California. Okay, it does have, you can see it has kind of like the wider collar that I talk about a lot of times with these T-shirts. However, here we go. This is where you're going to get in trouble if you think it's all only about single stitch. This is a double stitch. So I've said this before. I've seen a few times. I do see double stitch in 80s T-shirts. So don't let yourself get stuck on this idea that vintage equals single stitch, right? So just remember, all single stitch is vintage. Not all double stitch is not vintage, if that makes sense.
You just confused the hell out of everyone all over again.
All single stitch is vintage. Oh, here we go. This is better. All single stitch is vintage. Not. Now I'm like getting myself confused. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All single stitch is vintage. Not all vintage is single stitch.
Right. And single stitch alone is not an indicator of value. Being
right.
Good value. Yeah.
Because there's single stitch t-shirts out there. Like there was one that she picked up today and she's like, look, here's an example of a t-shirt that's not a vintage t-shirt that you shouldn't get. And it was like some really god awful, like it had like stuff sewn on it. Like it was probably something somebody's grandma probably wore.
And it was like, single stitch and it was vintage.
Yeah, but you would not be able to sell it. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I picked up this today as well for $3.25. This little skirt here, it's kind of a weird style. It looks almost like board shorts. But it is by Anna Sui, and so it's ANNASUI. It's a high-end designer. So I paid $3.25, and I'll probably list this for about 50 or 60 as well.
Mm-hmm. Here, okay, so real quick, Picky Pants wants to know why this would sell for good money if it's so specific to a location or event like a church. Here's the thing. The thing with t-shirts,
I don't know. Hipsters like them.
The thing with vintage t-shirts is, and sometimes I have a hard time like really explaining like why this one will sell over this one. It's kind of something that the more you do it, the better you have like a feel. There's sort of an instinct that goes along with like knowing what potentially will sell. Now this one, I don't expect this one to sell for $1 million, but I should be able to sell it for 25 to 30. And you know, first of all, it's like there's a certain style to it that, yeah, like she was saying, there's hipsters and there's people who are really into like wearing vintage style t-shirts. If you look at like the lettering, like the font on it, it just has like a very old school vintage look to it, and it's just got kind of a cool graphic. And actually the fact that it's got the whole like religious St. Peter thing, like I've sold like Christian stuff before, it seems to sell really well, and I think this will as well. I don't know what to tell you, but it's just, it has a certain cool look to it. I think that, and I actually think that when I was younger, yeah, I wear the silly cat t-shirts now, but I did go through a phase when I was like, let's say 17 up till like early 20s, where I was really into finding, you know, vintage weird t-shirts. And I liked the obscure stuff. I like to find and wear stuff like this where it had, you know, like a specific location date that had nothing to do with me. For some reason, I thought that was real clever. So I don't know.
All right. You want to do a couple more?
Yeah, you do one more.
Okay. I have
and then I'll do some more.
Okay. So I think everybody's heard of the brand Jam's World at this point, as far as Hawaiian, bright, loud design clothing. It's resort wear. This is another company that is very similar to the Jam's World brand as far as design and collectability. It's called Big Head, spelled H-E-D. And it's a made in the USA, vintage, 90s, late 80s, early 90s type of thing. And it's the same type of thing. It's like this really bright patterns and resort wear.
Kind of flowy.
Yeah, it's like usually like rayon or polyester. So that's like a tank, and then it has like a matching like sarong wrap skirt. Like you'd probably wear it over a bathing suit or, you know, something like that. But this is new with tags, and I paid $3. No, I paid $4 for it, and I'm going to sell it for 50 or 60 for the set. It's very similar to Jam's World. So when you're looking for these bright patterns, and obviously I pulled it out because I thought it could have been a Jam's World, and then I saw the tag, and I'm familiar with that company as well. So it's big. What did I say it was? Big Head or Bed Head? What did I say it was? Big Head. B-I-G-H-E-D. Big Head Designs. So it's kind of cool.
Yep. All right. How much stuff do you have left over there?
I have 2 more things.
You have 2 more things?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me show. I've got a couple of t-shirts here. I don't know if I have anything that's that great. Well, this one's kind of cool. This is one I got at, I found this at
oh, I like that one.
Salvation Army 2. This is like a sweet, like probably early 90s. Look at that, Shark Attack USA. Pew, pew. And then on the back, it's Shark Catchers Club USA Shark Attack. So I thought that was awesome. think I paid $2 for that. And I got this vintage. It has like some holes in it, but it's vintage, made in the U.S. Quicksilver. Look at that graphic on the back, guys. This is like from back when I was
cool surf shirt,
a kid. Nice vintage Quicksilver, looking good. This one I picked up today. This is a dead stock. It's got new with tags, but this, I think this is from the 70s, and it says Grand Lake St. Mary's. And it's definitely single stitch. It's like kind of like it's not quite like a t-shirt. It's like a jersey sort of material.
Yeah.
Single stitch though.
It's jersey in some places, but t-shirt and
yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird material. But it's Sportswear by Wolf, and this is made in the U.S.
You didn't look that one up yet or anything? So.
No, I don't know anything about it, but it's got the original tag on it and everything. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. I do have 2 more things, so you want to do yours?
Yeah, I'll do my 2 more things. So this I picked up. I did pay up for this a little bit. I did pay about $15 for it.
But real quick, Michael wants to know how can you tell what dead stock is? In that case, it still has a tag on it. It's clearly brand new. You consider it dead stock if it's like vintage.
This is dead stock as well. Okay, so let me talk about that while we're doing this. So this is a vintage Arnold Palmer. So Arnie is Arnold Palmer. It's an Arnold Palmer jacket that we call like a Harrington style jacket or Barracuda style jacket. And I paid about $15 for it, but it is vintage dead stock because it has the tags on it still.
Yeah.
Like it sold for $30 whenever it was for sale.
Yeah. And it's also past production. Like it's like, so like if you go to Burlington Coat Factory and buy a bunch of stuff there that's new with tags, you would just list it new with tags. But it's a good keyword to say something is dead stock if it's like
not necessarily in the title, but you'd put it in the description for sure.
Yeah, so it's a term that's used a lot, like with people who collect sneakers, like shoes, like people like who collect like vintage Nikes and Jordans and stuff like that. Like dead stock is very important because it means it was never worn. It's still in the box. It's not something that's currently sold in stores. And it's generally vintage, but it's considered dead stock.
Yeah. So this is, I paid $15 for it. There are very few that you find that are dead stock vintage, and this color is a good color, and it's extra large, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna list this probably for around $75 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the price on that one. And then my last thing, which was pretty cool.
This is the one I'm jealous of, guys.
I got when I actually got to go in the men's department without Katie, even though it's a women's.
Well, it's a men's jacket. Like they make it. It's just it has embroidery on it.
So speaking of, USA, USA, USA.
Check that out, Allison.
So this is a vintage, made in the USA Speedo jacket, but it was made for the water polo national team, the USA women's water polo national team.
How awesome is that?
So I paid.
This is one of these. It's like the warm-up
$10.
jackets.
It's a big, thick warm-up. It's like a sweatshirt inside. Very, very cool jacket.
Yeah, they use those to keep their muscles warm, like in between like competitions and stuff.
Yeah,
like
so I'm gonna list that for probably like 150 best offer. I don't know what it's gonna sell for, but
if I would have been there, it would have been mine.
So both of those things I got because I went without Katie. And both of those things she would have purchased. So.
Rude. All right, I got 2 more things. This is what I got today, guys. This is the best stuff that I got today. I'm pretty excited about this. Now, I don't usually look at I don't really look very much at like the button-down shirts, like the Hawaiian shirts or the polos, stuff like that. But I will like glance and see if anything jumps out at me. And I could tell just by the little bit peeking out that this was a bowling shirt. And so I'm like, oh, what's that? And lucky me, it turned out it is a Disney Mickey Mouse bowling shirt. But what's awesome is it's actually a 300 club, which can you explain what that is exactly?
No, I thought it was Club 33, but it's not. It's different.
Oh, thing. So maybe that's why you said it was like worth way more than it actually is, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's super awesome.
300 is a perfect score in bowling. That's all that means.
But it's a really cool shirt. Here's the thing. There's the history of sales, the comps on these. Somebody sold one recently for like $20. I'm like, are you high right now?
Yeah, no.
It sold for like $40. I think I could sell it for more.
75.
As far as I can tell, there's none available right now. I'll use some keywords like Even though it's Disney, I will say rockabilly and bowling because it is that style.
Oh yeah, shirt. $75 all day long.
But yeah, but I think I can tell from, like I said, I don't think there's any others that are listed right now. So whatever. I think it's pretty cool. I paid $5 for it. All right, last thing I got. This is a Nebraska Huskers. This is basically a kind of a Harrington. Not quite. It's kind of a Harrington, not quite Barracuda, but
it does have some elastic a little
bit, yeah. So, so I'll use Barracuda and Harrington in the keywords for the title. But this is a King Louis Pro Fit, made in the U.S. I'm not going to say this is dead stock, but it really doesn't look like it's been worn. I'll say like in the condition.
It's crispy.
Yeah, it's very crispy. I'll say in the condition description thing, I will say that it looks like it has been barely worn, if at all, because it looks really, really good. But this is like, I believe this is the 80s. Mm-hmm. And so this is just this style though is really popular right now. And here's the thing, I found
that color is really good because I saw a Levi's one looked very much like that.
And I found that the Nebraska Huskers stuff sells really, like I always sell it pretty quickly. So
YKK metal zipper too.
Mm-hmm. And so what is the date range on YKK zippers?
They still use them, but they started using them in the 60s or so. But metal zippers are people don't use a lot of metal zippers anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a pretty cool jacket. That's everything we got for the show today as far as our haul goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm like roasting up here. I'm going to have to crank the heat. What am I saying? No, I want the AC.
AC.
Yeah, anyway. But anyway, hope that you had fun with us today. Thank you so much for joining us live. We have a lot of fun doing this show. Again, if you come and watch the show on Wednesday, I'm going to be wearing a special I Love America 4th of July outfit.
And I will tell you, she has about 87 patriotic cat t-shirts too.
I do, but that's not what I'm going to be wearing. I will wear my brand new favorite patriotic kitty shirt. I will wear that on Wednesday, but not for the show, because the show I have a whole ensemble that I will be wearing. It's going to be pretty amazing. So that should be fun. Not sure who our guest is going to be on Wednesday, but you should come join us for the show at 11 a.m. That's for the Boss Up and List live show. Boss Up and List is our weekly all-day virtual listing party that we do in the Boss Facebook group. So if you are not in the Boss Facebook group, go ahead and join us. The link is down below in the description. What are you trying to tell me?
Linda made a post there.
What's that? Where's my shout out for the Disney tee? Was there something that I don't know. I don't know what the Disney tee is. Did I not see it? Did you show it to me? Am I forgetting it? Is Victoria putting me on the spot and making me feel like a horrible, horrible person? I don't know. I'll have to look up what you're talking about, Linda. I'm sorry, though. I'm sorry.
We have actually 6 savers here in Debbie Uptown Bug says Vegas Savers is huge. Yes, she's talking about the one on Tropicana. It's probably one of the biggest ones I've ever been in, if not the biggest. We have 6 of them here in the Valley. Of course, they're going to be pretty well picked over open week and ASD week, but I don't see myself shopping that week. But I hope everybody takes the time to come and check them out. There's some really good ones.
Linda, she put the photos on Boss. You're right. I will make sure. I don't have it in front of me right now, Linda, but I will make sure that I will get back. You will get your shout out. I will show it for sure. Okay. So I apologize for my lapse. But anyway, so thank you guys for coming. And also, I did kind of an impromptu show on Friday. It seemed like everybody enjoyed that. I think I'm going to try and do that in the future some more. I'm not going to schedule those like how we do the live show, the live haul show, and the Boss Up and List show, where those are like a specific time every week. But I am going to try when I can on Fridays at some point, depending on what's going on each Friday, because sometimes we do go out and do our garage sales and stuff like that.
Maybe we'll do a live garage sale.
Who knows? I don't know about that, but that'll be a little bit more difficult logistically. However, I will try and do some kind of loosey-goosey Q&A type hangout shows where it'll either be me or me and guests or whatever I feel like doing when I do it.
And if you like the little Pink Panther headbands, keep in mind there may be some available at eBay Open as little special gifts for my friends.
All right.
I had pins last year. Everybody had Pink Panther pins.
Yep.
This year, I think there may be some headbands.
Yep. So please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell next to it so that you know when stuff is coming up and being put up new live shows and other content. And I really appreciate you guys. This one over here really appreciates you guys. And
probably not as much as she does. No,
I don't know. I don't know. All right, guys, get back to work and boss up.